The stench of hypocrisy is wafting through Britain tonight. In fact, let's be honest, it absolutely stinks, because just days after Nigel Farage and Nick Candy met Elon Musk at Mar-a-Lago, with reports suggesting the world's richest man could lump reform an £80 million donation, the establishment left are now frantically scurrying to change the law to ban political donations from overseas. Here they are, pictured at Donald Trump's Florida home. Never has a humble photograph sent so many people into a panic. Not least today with the Electoral Commission, whose chief executive, Vijay Rangarajan, today called for the government to change the law to stop the likes of Musk donating cash to UK political parties. In an interview with The Guardian, obviously, he said it's crucial that UK voters have trust in the financing of our political system. Oh, OK, I get it, I understand now. It's only a problem when right-leaning parties get support from rich South Africans. Because I didn't hear the Electoral Commission complaining when South African businessman Gary Liebour, pictured here, gave the Labour Party £4.5 million ahead of the recent election to fund Labour's war chest. And what about the £4 million donation from a firm based in the tax haven Cayman Islands, Quadrature Capital, which Labour only declared after the election? Where was the Electoral Commission then? Why wasn't it rolling up its sleeves calling for overseas donations to be rid from British politics? I also didn't hear from the likes of Tony Blair's sidekick Alistair Campbell complaining either. He tweeted, "Funny how the people who used to scream and bawl about George Soros don't mind oligarchy when it helps them." Yeah, it is funny, isn't it, Alistair? It's funny how in that tweet alone you finally admit the Hungarian billionaire George Soros used his wealth to interfere in British politics, because that idea used to be called a conspiracy theory by lazy commentators. But now Elon Musk is thinking about doing the same thing as Soros. Suddenly, now it's a problem to the likes of Campbell and the Electoral Commission. Oh, how the tables have turned. Soros, of course, is the man who broke the Bank of England, netting $1 billion by shorting the pound on Black Wednesday in 1992. This is a man who made his wealth off the back of Britain's misery. I actually have no problem with that. I'm a capitalist, but I do have an issue with what Soros went on to do with his fortune. In the UK, he funded anti-Brexit campaigns, including calls for a second referendum. He explained in 2019, "My contributions were not used for partisan or electoral purposes. They were used to educate the British public." Educate the British public, yes, of course, because that's because you were too thick to know what you were voting for, of course. In the US, Soros has funded Democratic candidates for national office and spent at least $50 million electing scores of woke social justice prosecutors and district attorneys all across the country, including, by the way, New York's Alvin Bragg, who suffers from a very severe case of Trump derangement syndrome. George Soros is also accused of wanting to see the fall of the West. He made his money trashing the UK. Elon Musk, meanwhile, builds rockets to expand humanity's presence in the universe. He creates brain implants to help people with degenerative diseases enjoy life again. And he makes the world's leading electric vehicles. And, probably most importantly, he thinks free speech is worth saving and that banging people up for words online is wrong. So yes, I agree, maybe foreign money in British politics is a bad thing. But it's been happening for years, and you're only crying now because the shady game you've been playing for decades is coming back to bite you tenfold. Some, I guess, would call it karma. Let's get the thoughts now